You are welcome here, just the way you are. No more hiding tears, no more covering scars. You are welcome, holy welcome. You are welcome here, just the way you want to be. Bring your deepest hopes and all your wildest dreams. You are welcome, holy welcome, holy welcome. You are welcome here, just the way you are. No more hiding tears, no more covering scars. You are welcome, holy welcome. You are welcome here, just the way you want to be. Bring your deepest hopes and all your wildest dreams. You are welcome, holy welcome, holy welcome.
There's something in the air, the dream of life in love, with minds that rest in prayer, sparking joy we're in awe. No matter where your path has been or time will somehow flies, like souls will come home again, true friendship ever thrives. Is this where the magic happens? Can you feel the hearts revealed right now in you and me? The secret is wherever we are. There's something in a smile that can turn a day around. Moments so worthwhile when we find common ground. No matter what the day might bring, right here we can align, knowing that we will be seen as perfect, whole, divine. 'Cause this is where the magic happens. Let's feel all the hearts from close to me and me to you. The secret is wherever we are. So meet me where the magic magic happens, healing all the hearts. Ignited now in you and me. The secret is wherever. The secret is whenever. The secret is together we are.
Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living here in St. George, Utah. We are so grateful that you are here to join us today. We are an open, loving, and inclusive community that supports thinking creatively and living a deeply spiritual life, and it works. Today's service team, excuse me, our tech is Bill Smith, and he's awesome. And I today am your host, Stephanie Star Level, and I am a religious science practitioner. And I will also be giving the invocation. And then Alan Stanley, our extraordinary music developer here, he's awesome, and he'll be here to provide the music. And our reading is given by Gwen Hatley, a sweet, wonderful woman. And our guest speaker today, we have her back, and she's going to be a joyful, what we call it, stream of consciousness. And her name is Rev Steph St. Amand. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Okay, here we go. Thanks, Alan.
Hello, Star. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Welcome. So we're going to relax and sit back a little bit and sing. If you'd like, sing along. And then Star will return and offer our invocation, and we'll come back and sing a little bit more. I will make a quiet place within my heart, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. I will make a quiet place within my mind, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still and know. I will make a quiet place within my life. I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord.
Thank you, Alan. Okay, I invite you to join me in this affirmative prayer, which is also an opening for our services. Just take a deep breath. Let go of all the cares of the day, all the thoughts that are streaming in your mind that want to pull you away. Just breathe them away. And knowing that there is only one mind, one spirit, one active principle in reality, I know that that is present now. And in this nowness, in this present moment, this spirit is truly who and what I am. And because I know this about myself, I know this about each and every one of us who chooses to listen and align with this principle, which is always present within. And so I bless this service this day and the messages that are being given. Let them sink into your heart. Let the atmosphere around you become so strong that when it's toppled, you come right back. Because it is always, always right where you are. And it is right where I am. And it is right where this service is being given right now. And so blessing this, I let it go into Allah with gratitude that it's already been completed and that it is a relaxing place to be. And so I let it go and I say yes, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Star. I will make a quiet place within my heart. I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. I will make a quiet place within my mind. I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still and know. I will make a quiet place within my life. I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. I will make a quiet place. I will make a quiet place. Now I would like to welcome Gwen, who is going to do our reading for us today. Hello, Gwen.
Morning, Alan. Thank you. So my reading today, I have taken it from Science of Mind magazine for October. And it just really spoke to me. It's written by Reverend Dr. Andrette Earl. It's entitled Divine Paradox. And she writes about a movie that's one of her favorites and one of her favorite quotes. And it's one of my favorite movies as well, because it's such a heartfelt show. So this is William Smith, the actor who plays Bagger Vance. And this is her favorite quote. There's a perfect shot out there trying to find each and every one of us. What we gotta do is get out of the way of ourselves and let it choose us. So the legend of Bagger Vance, Will Smith plays the title role of a charismatic spiritual guide and the soul of the film. The film is about grace, redemption, and the opportunity and willingness to make a fresh start. It employs golf as a metaphor for how we play the game of life and centers around a golfer's struggle to overcome hardship and inner demons. Matt Damon plays the golfer, And she says, like me, he must learn to let go of the burdens of the past and future and center his focus on the current, present moment and journey. His mystical caddy, Bagger Vance, aids him in regaining his confidence and standing during a major golf competition. The goal? Eliminate struggle, get back in the swing, and win. He coaches the golfer to be in harmony with his golf clubs, and this simultaneously supports him in harmonizing with his life. In this way, he regains his authentic swing. It is paradoxical. The paradox lies in concurrently engaging surrender and self-mastery. She said, "This is my challenge." The golfer is torn between his desire to control the efficacy of a swing and adhering to Vance's guidance to surrender to the flow of the game. The golfer's frustration depicted in this film is also mine, balancing two seemingly opposing forces, surrender and action. The film captures the essence of the spiritual principle, "It is done unto you as you believe," and reminds me that true mastery comes not from forceful control, but from balancing surrender and self-mastery. It choreographs a dance of acting and trusting the process. It also elucidates the paradoxical nature of achieving success and fulfillment through life surrender. In time, instead of giving in to the pressure of living and struggling against the divine flow of life, our golfer ultimately surrenders and allows both his golf stroke and his life to be divinely guided. She said, "This is my lesson. I get more out of my way and into the divine flow of life with every viewing." So I'm not sure if this movie is streamable because it was made in 2020. Let's see, 20. Oh my gosh, I don't know. It's been probably 15 years ago or 20 years ago. Robert Redford did it. But if you have the opportunity, Google it and see if you can't stream The Legend of Bagger Vance. Thank you.
Thank you, Gwen. I will look for that. So today we're going to play a song. It's been a while since we've sang this song, but I remember as a child attending the Gospel Lighthouse, a little Pentecostal church in Fresno, California, that my Aunt Velma made sure I was there every Sunday. But one thing I really enjoyed about it is the singing, and those groups get pretty lively. And there was a difference. And when the song came up that everybody knew, oh, the house was rocking. But when somebody say, turn to page 389, and they look on 389, nobody had ever heard it. No one, hardly few people could read music. So I remember the repetition of some songs coming around and coming around. So that's kind of why I like to do some of these occasionally. And this is one I'd like to put into the deal. So please sing along. Hopefully you remember it. If not, read the lyrics. These shoes have worn thin, and the dust that covers them gives a clue to where I've been. But now I return to a hope that nurtures me with love as remedy from all the lies and doubts and the shame that seem unending. I am awakening. I stand and sing. I return to the source of my creation, opening to my place of transformation. now I see love lives in me. I return to the glory of our oneness, flourishing, fearless, free, and fully conscious. My I stand and sing. I have returned. Day after day, there are many paths to choose. Some we win and some we lose. Still all lead to one, where the hearts that tarry there believe in love beyond compare. Finally I trust your embrace and give thanks for the journey here. Yes, I'm awakening. I stand and sing. I return to the source of my creation, opening to my place of transformation. Now I see love lives in me. I return to the glory of our oneness, flourishing, fearless, free, and fully conscious. My I stand and sing. I have returned. I have returned. I have returned.
Oh, thank you, Alan. That is a
Thank you,
beautiful
Star.
song, remembering who and what we really are, where we belong. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you all.
Okay, everyone. We are at the start of a wonderful morning. October, the whole month has been playing with paradoxes, and today is shaking up our worldview. I think that it's being done. All right, and we are welcoming Reverend Steph St. Amand. Come on down. There you are.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to today. Welcome to our podium here. We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for the invite and the blessings, and such a blessing to be able to be called into the presence of your community. I'm so always grateful to engage in the community of CSL St. George. You're all my people.
Okay, take it away.
Oh, so I have been sitting here thinking, we are working through a month of playing with paradox, and I have been doing talks about paradox. And so today is shaking up our worldview. And I was just thinking, sitting here, how do we shake up our worldview? It's really just taking your own head and giving it a shake, because the view that we have that we see everywhere is first in us. And the paradox of this life is that it is both simple and complex. It is both glorious and horrific. There are these circumstances that are always happening in divine and perfect order, which is the enigma of the experience of the divine. So paradoxes are that there's two sides of something. There's two different opposing expressions and experiences. And we know that is the cause and effect of life. An enigma is something that is mysterious and singular. There's something amazing about it. And so the enigma of paradoxes is that that's what the divine law is always unfolding. And the paradox of an enigma is that it is always unfolding infinite intelligence, right? We have the power and the presence within us right here, right now. And so the journey of paradox, the journey of this life, the opposing sides of have and have not, good, bad, right, wrong, these are all ideas that have been fed to us, and we are indoctrinated into our cultures, our society, our communities, so that we can best represent a whole. But what we are is unique and unrepeatable expressions of a divine infinite intelligence. And that power, that presence is never separate from us. So the journey through life is every road we come to is a fork in the road. Every decision we make creates more possibilities. Every prayer we speak into the law of mind brings forth infinite potentiality. So uncertainty can lead us into this beautiful place, the place that we are called to be, the place that is in us already, a divine infinite light that is powerful presence. And so that divine certainty is that we should probably consider staying in a place of awe and wonder. We should probably consider staying in this openness, this willingness to be vulnerable, to show up as ourselves, because we are present. I just saw an image today, a fingerprint infused with the surface of a cut tree, right? So you see the rings of a tree, they look like the same as a fingerprint. And there are such an amazing intelligence that is behind that. No two trees are the same. No two fingerprints are the same. No two people are the same. And so, do we want to bring our full self to this life and shake up the power of possibility? Or do we want to engage in the simple walking the line, towing the line, walking that path that everyone is already beaten down into the field? So, our affirmation is, I am curious and vulnerable as I explore the paradoxes in my life. I am curious and vulnerable. So I'm going to talk about what those two things are. I used to have a sign over my desk that says, stay curious, stay curious. It's a lifelong goal of my spouse and I to be in that place of curiosity, to always question, to always advance ourselves in the power and in the presence of who we are called to be, a unique and unrepeatable expression. And so we get to bear down all of the rough edges of ourselves, to learn how to be vulnerable, to learn how to speak our own truth instead of just towing the line. Question everything. Question your own thoughts. Question why it is we are doing what it is we are doing. And so this paradox life, it calls us to be curious. It calls us to be vulnerable. It calls us to approach unanswerable questions of the universe with a sense of wonder and playfulness. And we are uniquely qualified to be that piece of wholeness, that piece of the divine. Ernest Holmes had that curiosity. Could you imagine if Ernest Holmes didn't flip over rocks and open new ideas? Where would science of mind be without Ernest Holmes? Would we even have this philosophy and teaching? He looked at all of these different perspectives of life, all of the golden nuggets in faith traditions, and discovered for himself that interwoven experience of truth, of principle, and of power, so that he could bring forth a new perspective. The same idea is he's known as the father of New Thought, Quimby. I can't pronounce his first name at the moment, but it's in my head. And so Quimby, he took a perspective of hypnosis and is named the father of New Thought because he changed the idea. You don't need props. You don't need something outside of yourself to change your life and to heal from whatever it is you are looking to be healed from. The divine and holy paradox there is that when we believe there's something broken within us, that is what is broken within us, because There is nothing to fix in our experience. There's nothing broken in you. There is nothing broken in you. There is nothing to be healed. You are everything you need to be. And so Ernest Holmes, his ferocious appetite for knowledge and staying open at the top, I'm in. I am in to stay open at the top, to question my own thinking, to question what other people are asking me to do, to question what my culture, my society is telling me what is right and wrong if it doesn't feel right to me. Allowing that possible understanding and awareness that there might be a new idea, a new perspective. Love is the answer to everything. And so how do we stay open at the top? How do we stay open to love our neighbor? How do we stay open to a new perspective and a new perception of our world that is forever around us? Ernest Holmes said in Love and Law, he said, now we must open up the doors of our consciousness and expand and expand and expand, and no longer think in terms of the backyard lot, but in terms of the infinite nature, in the terms of the universe. The universe, an infinite, always expanding, radiant expression of intelligence. The universe is still expanding. It has been birthed. It is expanding. It will never end. We as human beings have been birthed, and we have been given the opportunity to expand our consciousness, to awaken to a new idea, and to be the possibility and the permission for a life that is well lived and fulfilled. And so this gift of curiosity brings me to a place and a sense of playfulness. Joan Chittier, in The Gift of Years, Growing Old Gracefully, she said, growth in old age requires the curiosity of a 5-year-old and the confidence of a teenager. There is nothing we can't do if we wanted to do it. There is nothing we can't do if we want to do it. There is nothing in your way but the limiting thoughts we place in our own way. There is nothing in our way but our own limiting thinking. There is peace possible in this planet, on this planet, in this world. It is possible. Who is in our way? Who is in our way? No one. There is nothing and no thing greater than the divine, and there is nothing and no thing greater than the power you wield in your awareness, in your self-discovery, in the infinite state that is natural to you. It is nature. It is natural for you to expand, to grow, and to evolve, and to shift your perspective. You want to shake up your worldview? Shake it up. Shake up the power and playfulness of being curious. Why is this happening? Where is this going? What can I do to alleviate the suffering and the pain? What can I do to shine my light brighter? Paradox naturally leads us to be in a place of curiosity. Why are there two sides and yet only one coin? So letting go of attachment. This is a key. This is a key aspect to living a playful life of curiosity. Letting go of attachment, letting go of what other people think of you, the stories you may have heard about yourself, letting go of the attachment, of the labels, the judgments, all those things, all those rewards that you have up on your wall, the certificates that are framed everywhere in your home, reminding you of how hard you've worked to get to where you are. Letting go of the attachment of whatever it is that is keeping us resistant to the life we are seeking. What is resisting in us is the way. What is resisting in us is the way. So approaching our challenges, approaching our obstacles, approaching our problems with a sense of curiosity, with a sense of wonder, opening ourselves up to a new perspective and being willing to take the first step. What is it in this for me? Why is this in my life? Question everything. Holding a paradox mindset is the key of curiosity. There's only one way, there's only one path that we are on. But there is many paths to take. There is one destination. It is to be awake. It is to know yourself so gloriously that you have absolute no doubt that you are the divine source and substance of a life that is fulfilling. There is nothing and no thing outside of that purpose in your life, to be the exquisite nature of the divine unfolding in harmony with your greatest good. But there are many paths, many roads, many ways of getting there. And that's why it looks like conflict in the world, because we are all trying our best to do what is right based on our perspective and our perceptions that have been fed to us through eons of training and indoctrination. This is it. Oh, so challenging. And yet so simple. Let go. Let go of the stuff that is holding you back. Let go of the stuff that is filling your mind and causing you pain and suffering. Let go of that. Taking the risk to let it go and try something new, because there is nothing to lose. There's nothing to lose taking another step. There's nothing to lose in changing your mind. There's nothing to lose in reading a new book and watching a different video. Albert Einstein, he said, one of my favorite scientists, the important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. If curiosity is in you, let it reign. Let it show itself in you. Staying open and curious keeps us in the potentiality, keeps us in that place of forever unfolding. Scientists, way back in the day, they did a double slit experiment in quantum physics and discovered that electrons behaved as a wave with infinite possibilities available until it was observed. At the point of the observation, the wave collapsed into a particle and follows a single track of existence. Just like these electrons, our goal is to use curiosity to stay in the possibility and potentiality for as long as possible. Stay in the wave, to stay in the possibility and potentiality, to live from a place of infinite faith, to know that that wave is the ocean of intellect, the ocean of creativity, the ocean of consciousness, and it is forever flowing. And the power that we get to use, that we get to wield with the tool that we have been taught by that blessed Ernest Holmes, right? That we have affirmative prayer. We have this beautiful spiritual healing treatment that we get to use that turns those waves into particles, because when we direct our thought, when we direct our intention, we are focusing the wave into the possibility of what it is we are seeking, the life that we are called to have, this unique and unrepeatable expression that is for our individualized wholeness. We have that power to turn a wave into a particle, to turn nothing into matter. We have that power. Everything that is in form was first a thought. And before it was given color, it was first a wave. This is magnificence. This is absolute magnificence. And so to be in that place of curiosity and wonder, and to stay in that, we also have to play in the paradox of vulnerability. Vulnerable, to be vulnerable. To know that there might be a different response, a different reaction that is better serving to us. To be vulnerable to our true self and to let the essence of that divine nature express itself as unique as we are, as uniquely as we are called to express. Brene Brown says vulnerability is the first thing we look for in other people and the last thing we want to show in ourselves. The gift that we give other people is that safe environment to be vulnerable. And the best way to do that is to show up as a vulnerable soul, to show up as yourself, to show up as that full, free spirit that wants to be delivery system of the divine. The power and the presence that is within you, it is unmeasurable, and there is no other. And the vulnerability that you get to possess as you show up as a unique and unrepeatable expression of that intelligent nature, that is a gift you give the world. That is a gift you give the world, to show up in the fullness of who you are, to show your true self. When you are standing up for the things that you believe in, when you are standing up for the things that you feel called to raise up the vibration. So curiosity, vulnerability, staying open and remaining in that place of centeredness. That whatever is happening way over here and whatever is happening way over there, this or that, the power of the presence, the infinite intelligent mind has created all of the energy, all of the life force that is back of both sides. It is our unique call to be present for it, to be present for the healing, the nurturing, the loving, the caregiving. Thomas More from Care of the Soul, he said, care of the soul means not taking sides when there is a conflict at a deep level. It may be necessary to stretch the heart wide enough to embrace contradiction and paradox. We have to stretch our hearts right now when we look out into the world and see what's happening. How could this possibly be happening out there in the world? And the only way, in the sense of oneness, in the intelligent wholeness, the only way it is outside of us is if there is something inside of the human experience that needs to be resolved, needs to be whole and held and embraced and listened to and worked out. We have the power to do that. There is a capacity that is unmeasurable in us to be the loving presence, releasing our self-judgment, letting go and getting curious about that which is in me, the ins and outs of me. How is it possible that I am both the unfolding of spirit and the infolding of spirit? How am I the highs and the lows of the life that I have lived? Life is a paradox, and we get to stay vulnerable in the gift of our self-discovery as we release and let go of all the things we've been taught to accept about ourselves. Instead, turn inward to that infinite power and presence that is supporting all of life, is supporting every cell in our bodies, every cell, the ridges on our fingerprints, our intentions as we move out into the world. There is love in this world, and we get to participate and engage in that, showing up in our lives. So releasing our judgment of ourselves, releasing our judgment in others, believing, letting go of that belief we have in ourselves that there is another, that there is some sort of thing or essence separating us from our good. There is nothing. There's nothing separating us from our good, but our limiting and lack consciousness. David White, he wrote, vulnerability is not a weakness, a passing indisposition, or something we can be without. Vulnerability is not a choice. Vulnerability is the underlying, ever-present and abiding undercurrent of our natural state. To run from vulnerability is to run from the essence of our nature. It is to run from the essence of our true self, the spark of divine substance that is within you, that has been planted in you since the beginning of time and waiting patiently for you to awaken to the power and presence of it within you. To know a greater truth for yourself and to know a greater truth for the world. You have that power and capacity within you to show up for peace, to show up for love, to show up for radical joy and unconditional acceptance for yourself, for the people around you, to see that whatever is happening around us is because if it looks like struggle and conflict, it is because of separation. It is because we believe something about somebody else that is untrue. The only truth we need to dive into is that there is one power, one presence, a divine infinite intelligence that has woven itself in and through and as absolutely everything. There is nothing separate. So I'm going to share a little story. It's one of my favorite stories. I may have shared it with you before, but it's one of my favorite stories. And so it's about an abbot, and it's 100 years old. They've been faithfully in this abbot for a very long time. And at times in its past, in its history, it was flourishing. There were so many people there, just knowing that love was present, knowing that faith and the glory of God was present, and that the community around this place was filled with love and harmony. And over time, people started slipping away. Over time, the brothers that ran the abbot diminished. There was less and less people participating and engaging in this place, this beautiful place. And so it came upon a time when there was only a few. There was probably 5 brothers, 5 beautiful monks living there, minding the gardens, tending to the buildings, and being a part of it. And they were wondering what they could do. What has been lost here? What could they possibly do to engage once again its peak, its performance, its beauty, its grace? People enjoying the gardens and playing in the meadows and sipping and stirring in the pond. And so every year, a rabbi would come and rent a little home on the edge of the property. And he would have this beautiful retreat. And so one day, one of the monks went and talked to the rabbi and said, knocked on the door, and I'm sorry to bother you. I'm just wondering if you could give us some advice. We have this beautiful property, and it's been diminished. Things are broken, and the yard isn't as pristine as it used to be, and the people just aren't coming anymore. Is there any advice? Is there any advice that you could give me? And the rabbi, before closing the door, he said, I have nothing to offer. I have nothing to offer you but this. I was just in prayer, and God told me that one of you is the Messiah. And then the rabbi closed the door. And the monk said, oh my goodness, one of us is the Messiah. I wonder who it could be. There's only 5 of us. It must be easy to figure out which one of us is the Messiah. And so the monk went back and he told all of his brothers. He said, he relayed the message that one of us was the Messiah. Well, it must be Brother Frank, because Frank, he's so great. He's such a great guy. He's always in tune with nature, and he's just so peaceful and elegant. Or maybe it's Brother Francis, because Francis, animals just flock to him. He has such a peaceful place in him. And so as they all pondered, they pondered this concept of one of them is the Messiah. And so they started treating the building and the property once again like the Messiah. The Messiah is here. One of us is the Messiah. And so that energy around the buildings and that energy around this beautiful property began to show up. They started taking better care and concern for the earth around them. They started the gardens again and cleared the meadows. And all of a sudden, people started coming for picnics, and people started engaging in the teachings and the philosophy presented. And all of a sudden, people started showing up again saying, I want to learn here. I want to live here. I want to be a part of this community. And so the message here is that any one of us, every one of us, has the possibility and potentiality to be that, to be the Messiah, to be the message of love, to be the message of hope, to be the medicine that we bring to our communities, to be the good that follows us everywhere, to show up in the way that we know who we are, and that we know that we are a reflection and emanation of one another, that we are the divine and holy thing, living, breathing, and having our being in the source and substance of life. Every single one of you has that inside. You are the light. You are the love. You are the peace. You are the power. You have the capacity that is unmeasurable to be the things that are spirit already unfolding through you. And so I love sharing that story because I really believe that the divine is in you. The infinite intelligence that holds the heavenly hosts in its place, galaxies and universes and Milky Ways, and grows roots so deep that it can strengthen a tree to live 1,000 years. You have that in you. And so as we shift into this life, remaining curious, remaining in that place that's steadfastly facing that bold and divine idea of the wholeness that you are, our practical application is that when things look rough in our lives, when things look run down and overgrown in our thinking, when things get rough, we turn to wonder. We turn to curiosity and playfulness, and discover more truth about ourselves than we could ever know without bumping into those places that make us question. And so stay in that place of wonder, stay in that place of curiosity, and know that you have the power within you to be boldly, audaciously vulnerable. And the true nature of spirit is within you. I'll leave you with one final quote. It's by Rumi. He said, "Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. I will meet you there, my beloveds. This beautiful field of infinite possibility, the right action, right activity, and a good sense of absolute unconditional love. I will meet you there." So turning into that place and knowing a deeper truth, let's take this into ourselves and solidify right here, right now, the power and presence, the one divine mind that is expressing and expanding and expanding and expanding through the activity of the radiant I am within each of us. I know this truth, this word that I have spoken is already a divine idea. And so I simply just call forth in each of us and that radiant I am that I am. That I am bold and strong, capable. I am unmeasurably abundant and healthy. I am the power and the presence that moves mountains and shakes worldviews. I am everything I need to be. And so I trust this is unfolding and infolding, for there is only one thing happening. And that power, that presence is in me. That power, that presence is in my breath as I speak this word. And I simply just trust and know this beautiful community and all who hear this voice or read my lips. I simply know that this heart that is in me is the heartbeat of the beloved. And it is the same heartbeat that is in all people. For there is only one heartbeat, one rhythm, one movement, one thing flowing and ever flowing. I give thanks for that truth. I give thanks for that power, that presence, that life that is living me. And I give thanks for the possibility that makes itself known through all that I am, all that I do, all that I have. It is easy and effortless, and I need do nothing more. But let it be so. Knowing it is so, I simply say, and so it is. And so it is.
Wow. Thank you so much. What a wonderful story. I had not heard that story.
Yay!
I'm grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you for gracing our community with your words.
Thank you.
Are you going to come to the Zoom thing afterwards?
Absolutely. I'll be in there.
All right, we'll see you there. Okay, everyone. We have a few announcements right now. We have a community care circle. The phone number is 435-893-6702. Please call if you have any desire to help somebody out, maybe in your neighborhood or your family. And we also have prayer request center at prayer@cslstgeorge.org, where our practitioners will help you and pray for you. Please don't hesitate to call and leave a message. And as I said, we have a noon conversation on Zoom, and Rev Steph Amand will be there. Come and ask her and be curious about questioning wherever you're at. And our next in-person service is November 12th. We'll see you there, and thank you very much for coming, and bring some friends. Okay, we have a special gathering that we're putting together. It's kind of a long time between once a month gatherings, so we're going to have another special one. It's an opportunity to socialize and have some great conversation about the Celtic pilgrimage with John Donahue. I have not heard of Donahue, and I hope I can make it for that. That'll be great. We'll have a conversation after watching the show about the show. So bring a snack and enjoy us. It's a $5 donation to cover the clubhouse rental. And so, yeah, let's come and gather again. And like I said, the in-person service is November 12th at 11 o'clock. Doors open at 10:30. Come early. Enjoy some coffee before a water conversation before we get settled in. And at 11 o'clock, our service begins. Can't wait to see you. And bring plenty of friends. All right, we have abundant prosperity. It is at our hand each and every moment, every day. So give with what I give with is Zelle. It's a bank-to-bank transfer system. We appreciate every donation that we get because it helps us keep this going out into the world, and letting that open at the top soar. You can also give online, PayPal, or our website. We have a donation page at csl.org or CSLSGeorge.org. It's CSLSG. Yeah, don't get confused. Or you can use the QR code right here. Or also you can send a check. And being old school is not a problem. All right. And so now I believe we have upcoming Sundays with our own wonderful senior minister, Reverend Joe Kovach. On the 22nd, the tyranny of the or. And come and see what that's all about. Or what? And on the 29th, we have the genius of the and, in which all of us practitioners will be plugged in and sharing experiences with you, which hopefully you will recognize maybe in your own life. Okay. So now we're going to bring everybody back on board so we can bless this wonderful community. Okay, something wonderful is happening through me right now.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in all that I do.
I am it, I embrace it, and I share it.
Just the way that it is, and just the way that it's becoming.
Wow, thank you, life. All right, everybody. We'll take a short little break and we'll see you all at noon.
Please join us. Have a happy, blessed Sunday.